Hello and welcome to everybody on Cloud Fitness. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how we can set up our whole development environment for a DBT project, because we are going to create a DBT project from scratch, and for that we do need a couple of installations. So that setup is something that we are going to cover in this particular video. But before moving ahead, I do recommend to connect with me on LinkedIn, and as well as do subscribe to my channel. So let's move ahead. So when I talk about a DBT project, right, we need a couple of installation. The very first thing is we need to make sure that we have Python installed in our system. So in my system, I already have Python 3.11. So you guys can also install Python on your system. So after Python is installed, right, you guys need to make sure that you download Visual Studio Code. So this is an IDE. It helps you to, develop code, and as well as it helps you to version control it as well using Git. So make sure that you guys have Visual Studio Code as well set up in your system. So for that, I will leave the link in the description box for this particular site, which has the link to download your Visual Studio Code. You can click on this option for download for free, and then you can start using your Visual Studio Code as well. So in my case, I have already installed Visual Studio Code, and this is what you can see on my screen. Now, the moment you install Visual Studio Code, right, let me in fact go to the Explorer over here. I'll just open a folder. I'll just open an empty folder, now DBT project 1. This is an empty project folder. This is what we are going to use in our future videos as well. So here, if I say Python 3, right, so you can actually see that I have Python 3.11 installed on my system. Right now, also after you have this Visual Studio Code on your system, you can go ahead to this extensions tab on the left hand side. Now the moment you go to extensions, I do recommend you guys to install few extensions over here. So for example, add to git ignore, right? Now this is the extension that I would want you guys to install. So I have already installed it. Now this will help you. So if there are few files in your project that we do not want to version control, we can actually remove those files. Now similarly, better Jinja. So this is also something that is very useful, and it will help you guys as well, because we will be using Jinja templates in our DBT project. So this will help you in the syntactical part of the Jinja template. Now similarly, there is something called as DBT Power User. I also want you guys to install this as well, because this is a very good extension which helps us to interact, which helps Visual Studio Code to interact with DBT. Now similarly, you have a YAML extension as well, because we will be writing our YAML scripts. So YAML extension is also very helpful. Now all these extensions are already installed, right, for me. So you guys can also click and install these extensions. So now if I go ahead to my DBT project over here, now you have already seen that I have just opened a folder over here. Now this folder is a blank folder, right? So now once this step is done, right, what we need to do is in fact, let me go and create a virtual environment over here. So when I say a virtual environment, right, so now just because I will be using DBT and I will be using code from here, I'll be using Visual Studio Code with DBT, and for me I will be using BigQuery as a data warehouse. So I need to do the transformation and write my tables somewhere, right? So that somewhere is nothing but Google BigQuery for me. That is a data warehouse where I will be keeping all my tables, right? So I need to build that connection. I need to install few packages as well for that, right? So that is why now, since I need to install the packages, I need to make sure that I create a virtual environment over here which will keep hold of whatever packages that I have installed. It will keep it at a central place, that okay, this is your virtual environment, these are the packages installed in your virtual environment, right? This is a typical virtual environment that we create in all of our projects. So this is nothing new over here. So here let me create a virtual environment. I will say Python 3 -m virtual environment and virtual environment name. So I'm keeping my virtual environment name as VENV and I hit enter. So the moment I click on this enter, you will actually see that it has started functioning. And if I go to my DBT project, on the right hand side, you can see a virtual environment got created, right? It has bin, it has library file as well. Now, if I want to make sure that my project is using that virtual environment, I need to make sure that this virtual environment is active. So I'm making sure that this virtual environment is active. So I'm just writing the command to activate my virtual environment, and here is my virtual environment getting activated over here. So this is nothing but my virtual environment. Now if I go back, right now you have created your Visual Studio Code IDE where you actually have to install the all the components of your project. Now the next thing is BigQuery, right? Because I need to write it. That is my data warehouse. So for that, first what you need is a Google what you need is a Gmail account, right? So you guys can create a new Gmail account, or you can use an existing Gmail account. So this is the Gmail account that has been created, and I'll not go through the Gmail account creation steps over here. Now once your Gmail account is created and you guys are logged in, right, you can simply type in cloud.google.com, and I will leave this link as well in the description box, cloud.google.com/BigQuery. Now this is going to land you into this particular page. Right now I'm already logged in, right? So if you're not logged in over here, it will say that try BigQuery for free, right? You will click over there, you will provide your details, it will ask you for the credit card details as well. You guys can provide your credit card details. It is just for the authentication purpose. And for the first 90 days, right, it gives you free credits, which is fair enough. You guys can utilize it for the 90 days. After 90 days, it is not going to deduct any money from your credit card until you come back over here to the GCP account and you set the instructions to debit any extra amount for your services from your credit card. So it is not going to debit it automatically. So you guys, the moment you land in here, you provide the details. After that, you will automatically land into this BigQuery page. This is nothing but Google Cloud Platform and BigQuery, right? So we are inside the BigQuery over here. This is exactly how the screen looks like. In fact, if you see this possible flag, right, this is nothing but this is my BigQuery project name. Now this is same as the database name. So this will be auto created for you guys. In the first go, it will be auto created. Now you can see that this is nothing but your database name. You can call this is same as the project name and the database name. So whenever you are going to write anything, right, so this is the project that you are going to follow. Now inside that project, this is the schema, DBT test schema that I have created some time back, right? Now similarly, since it's a data warehouse, you can type any command and run it. So you can see that select to, and you can simply click on run over here. The moment you click on run over here, you can see your statistics over here, your execution details, your job informations and everything of that sort, right? But yeah, our job right now is not to understand GCP at this moment. So this is just as a data warehouse we will be using. This is our project and this is our schema, right? So now what will be our next step? Our next step is we have created a BigQuery account, but what we need right now, we need to make sure that we have some kind of connection between the DBT and a BigQuery, right? Because DBT is what we are using on our Visual Studio Code. Now there should be some kind of connection between DBT and BigQuery. Now to do that, what I need to do, I need to install DBT BigQuery. Now this install DBT BigQuery, what it is exactly? This is nothing but this is a module that contains all your code which will enable DBT to work with Google BigQuery. So let's go ahead to the Visual Studio Code and I will simply say pip install DBT BigQuery. Now the moment I click on enter, it will start installing. And also remember that over here, right, this is the virtual environment that we have created, right? So the moment we start adding this particular library, this particular module. So all the components gets installed over here, right, in this virtual environment. So this is the use of virtual environment. So whatever I'm installing, I am packaging it into my virtual environment, and I'm using that virtual environment for my development, right? This comes from your basic Python part. So you can see this DBT BigQuery and all the dependent modules. Now the moment you install DBT BigQuery, it's not just your DBT BigQuery gets installed. There are a lot of dependent packages also which are getting installed over here, right? So I hope you understand this. With Google BigQuery, so many packages are also getting installed inside your virtual environment. Now moment you have done that, you have imported few packages. What is the next step? You need to make sure that you authenticate Google Cloud. You authenticate Google Cloud. Now for that, I will leave this link in the description box. You can actually go to this particular documentation. It will give you actually 4 authentication methods, right? Here you can see the authentication method, right? BigQuery can use OAuth via Google Cloud, OAuth token based. So we are going to use OAuth via Google Cloud. So this is what we are going to use. So in this, if you come down, you will see local OAuth Google Cloud setup, right? So what I'm trying to do, I have to create a connection to BigQuery, right? Now how I'm going to create that connection? That connection I'm going to create using OAuth G Cloud setup. Now here, if you see over here, these are the commands that I have to run in order to authenticate Google Cloud, right? So now if you see, it uses something called as G Cloud. What is this G Cloud? We need to install it, right? Now this G Cloud is nothing but G Cloud CLI is nothing. It is a set of tools which helps you to create and manage Google Cloud resources, right? Using this G Cloud CLI, what you are going to do, so right now you can see it helps you in authentication also, right? Now similarly, in future, if you want to add any VMs, or for the data proc, you need to create clusters or jobs, it will help you. Your G Cloud is actually going to help you do that. Now how to install G Cloud? Right now, if you, in the same link, I will leave all these links in the description box. In the same link, if you click on install on your computer, you will land into this particular page, which gives you step-by-step instructions on how to install Google Cloud CLI, right? So for your Windows, for your Mac OS, for Linux, so all this, it is actually going to show you, all the paths step by step on how you can actually do it. Now, if you see over here, if you are using Mac, you can actually go ahead, download this package and simply install this package also, right? Otherwise, there is another thing that you can do is, there is a curl command. This command also I will leave in the description box. You can also use this curl command. Now this curl command is doing what? Let me copy it and let me go over here. Right now, in this curl command also, what it will do, it is also basically this is installing your Google SDK, software development toolkit. Now in this, you will again have your Google Cloud CLI inside your software development toolkit as well. So using this cloud command also you can do it. So let me simply paste it over here and simply run it. So I already have it installed, although I'll just click on enter over here and you can see it has started running. Now it is saying installation directory. This will create Google Cloud SDK subdirectory. I'll click on enter and then okay, it is saying that it contains already some file. Do you want to remove it before installing? Let's say why, because I already have it installed, right? So we will let it run for a while. So what exactly is happening over here? So all these Google Cloud SDK, these are getting installed. Inside it, I also have what? I have my Google Cloud CLI as well. So now you can actually see that it says welcome to Google Cloud CLI, right? Help us to improve the quality of the product. Now similarly, you can see that it gives you a table as well, right? It tells you that BigQuery command line tool, BigQuery command line tool, Google Cloud CLI, right? So all these components are actually going to, all these SDKs are going to get installed one by one. This is a specified version and this is the size, and it is also telling you that Google Cloud CLI version is 458.0.1. so like that, you can see installing BigQuery command line tool, cloud storage command line tool, Google Cloud CLI code library. So all of this is getting installed, and it says performing post processing steps. So it has almost installed all the SDKs, right? So this is another way. Now there are two ways. The first way is something that I already told you over here, that you can follow this particular page, install the SDK through this also. Otherwise, you can use this curl command as well. Now you can see it says modify profile to update your path. Okay, so this is something related to if you already have a project. So let's say Y over here, and just simply hit enter, and then simply say Y over here. These are just the basic things. So now you can actually see that it has already installed. So now if I say G Cloud version, right? So let's say what version does it says, right? So the moment I hit enter, you can actually see that it says Google Cloud SDK, right? So this is the version. So along with the Google Cloud SDK, you can see BigQuery is also there, code is also there. So like this, it has installed. Now after this, right, if I go back, after this we have installed Google Cloud CLI as well, as mentioned over here. So we have installed, we have done the step 1. Right, now the step 2 is to activate the authentication. Right, now finally we have to authenticate. So let me simply copy this. It is saying G Cloud auth, and then it is using Google APIs for authentication for BigQuery. So I'll simply copy them, and I'll go back to my Visual Studio, and I'm going to paste it over here, and I'll click on enter. So the moment I do that, right, you can see it leaves me, it takes me to a sign-in page. Now this sign-in page, you actually have to log in through the account from where you have created the BigQuery account, right? Now if I click over here, right, and you can actually read through it. It is asking you for few permissions, and simply allow it. So the moment you actually allow it, it will say that you are now authenticated with Google Cloud CLI, right? So now what will happen is, whatever you do from your Visual Studio Code, you can actually now talk to BigQuery. You can write a table, you can read a table, you can do all the stuff between DBT and BigQuery. Now remember that here you log in through the account through which you have created your BigQuery account. Otherwise, in the other case, what you would need to do is, if you, let's say you have created your if you are trying to authenticate any other account, right, in that case you need to provide it proper permissions, right? So this is pretty much, in fact, the start of this particular project, where we have set up the whole environment. Now we have this env over here, and we have all our libraries over here which are required, and we have set up almost everything. Now in the next video, we will start creating our further we will step towards creating the full project in DBT. And I hope you like this particular video. You need this setup in DBT code in order to work on a particular project, right? So I hope you like this particular video. Do remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for being till here.